facing constant traps and double teams in the playoffs. In those situations, being able to escape pressure and find the open man, that is crucial to his success.
And again, Oklahoma City with the triple.
Well, supposedly, Kevin Durant, a.k.a. KD, enjoys playing NBA 2K prior to every game as a way to loosen up and kind of as an informal scouting report for the other team. That guy just soaks up all the basketball he can get. Keep listening, KD, and keep playing.
Timeout called the Cavaliers. And Kevin Durant, guys, officially listed, I'm looking at my book here, 6'9". I imagine he's that height in video game form. Steve, you think that's selling him short?
Yeah, maybe. You know, it's interesting. A lot of guys who are 6'11" or 7 feet prefer to actually be listed as smaller. I think it's because in Durant's case, he wants to be known as more of a guard than a forward. But regardless, it doesn't matter what they list him at. He's just a ridiculously talented player.
And Mike Miller gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Westbrook passes to Durant. Off target from outside.
Got a good look, though. I thought that was going to go down.
Well, the D may have done just enough there, Clark, to bother him and throw that shot off.
Well, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at it.
They set the screen. And he comes off the screen to bury the jump shot. Durant's got 30.
You know, he started out hot, and he's only gotten hotter. He could be in for one of those games.
And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That's his first foul.
You heard talk last year of the NBA perhaps considering adding a four-pointer as a shot. Something you only really see in celebrity games for charity. It certainly have had a huge impact if it was implemented, but I think that would be a reach, folks. Let's stay with the three-point. Boy, I like the way he carved out just enough space to get his hands on the missed shot and then rattle the rim on the putback.
And the gap narrows.
They're closing it fast.
Well, that's the effort of a team ready to fight back into this game.
He is just tearing it up this court. That lead's not going anywhere while he's this high.
And guys, to be clear, that four-point line was really just something talked about, whispered about. No real traction as this is even a remote possibility. At one point, however, the same was said about the three-point shot. And now it's a huge part of the game.
I don't buy it, though, Kevin. I just can't imagine a four-point shot. It would seem to just destroy everything that had built up over the course of the game if you just allow a guy to shoot a half quarter for 4 points to win the game. I don't see this happening.
On the wing, Irving. Plenty of space. That's good. It's Miller with the assist. 7 points for Kyrie Irving. Durant for 3. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Here's Shumpert. And Durant with the block. They retain possession. The shot's good from Irving.
Oh, he's going to keep banging those home if you give him that much space.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Thunder.
If you just look at the numbers, you are not seeing the real impact of Kendrick Perkins. He is just this mountain at the rim as a protector of the paint. And it really makes it hard for opponents to get easy shots because of his presence.
A different look for Oklahoma City. Collison comes in for Serge Ibaka. And Dion Waiters subbed in for Roberson. And the Cavaliers will go with a different look here. Mozgov, he's checked in for Hayward. James comes in for Perkins. Jones checked in for Mike Miller. And J.R. Smith subbed in for Iman Shumpert. You know, Steve, with Perkins, the defense at the rim might be the best thing he brings to the table. He is a solid defensive player for sure all around, but his ability to make life miserable on inside shots is special.
Well, I think he's one of the elite low-post defenders in the league. You know, when he has to go against the big scorers down on the block, whether it's Tim Duncan or Hibbert, he does as good a job as anybody because of his strength and his intelligence, just understanding what he's facing night in and night out.
And Durant gets double teamed. Westbrook again, Irving. And the rejection by James. And, oh, here we go. Smith's got it, the fast break chance. Oh, and the dunk by Jones.
Boy, he is a strong finisher on the fast break.
Yeah, he sure is. He remains in total control, even at full speed. I love that about him.
Now here's Westbrook. He's coming off a 37-point game against Minnesota.
Yeah, he picked his spots in that game, too, Kevin, because I thought he not only did a nice job scoring, but setting up his teammates as well.
And we're through 2 here in a good one. Thunder lead by 4. And we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball. Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. What a game we're seeing from Kevin Durant.
I like that he didn't force anything in that first half. His decision-making was really flawless.
That being the case, Steve, I think they want him to be more assertive in the second half. Look to take more shots. Be a little more shot hungry, even the tough ones.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third.
Durant doing all sorts of things. He's got 33 points, and he's unleashed a barrage of three-pointers on him.
Well, you got that right. You can tell he's on target because as soon as the ball leaves his hands, it looks like every single one of them is going in.
Our second half of basketball and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. So for Oklahoma City right now, ran outside at the 3 with Ibaka playing the power forward. Andre Robertson out there with Russell Westbrook. And it's Cantor in the center.
You know, the NBA is a talent league, and it's hard to win in the NBA without superstar talent. And the Thunder are fortunate to have 2 superstars in Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. Those 2 give them a chance to win no matter who they're facing up against or where they're playing.
And Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
Well, guys, the Cavs' David Blatt, the first ever NBA head coach directly hired from the international ranks. Though he grew up near Boston, a die-hard Celtics fan, he represents all the aspiring NBA coaches from abroad, saying, quote, "I feel a great sense of responsibility. I feel like I've got to do a good job." Kevin, he's certainly got the personnel to do it.
A roster loaded with talent, Doris. Indeed. Thank you. Timeout called, Cleveland. And you look at the star talent for Oklahoma City, the eternal what if. Steve, how would this team be different if they'd held on to James Harden?
Well, that's the question. I mean, to have 3 superstars, they would have been unstoppable offensively. As it is, they're hard enough to guard. But, you know, that's a question that will remain, forever unanswered. Well, he has shot the ball well, but it has not been contagious. And his teammates, they haven't had the same groove, and that's why we're looking at this result so far.
Here's Durant. And good as it rattles through the hoop. Durant's got 41.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
Knocked loose. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. The Cavaliers trail by 5. Irving with a clean look. Again, Irving missing.
I thought he'd make that one. That's his range, and the defense nowhere to be seen.
Durant again. Smith. Clock at 6. Outside Durant. And Ibaka kicks to Durant. A 3 ball. That is good. Durant's got 44.
Well, he scored over half of their points so far. That's a major contribution.
Well, going back a few seasons, the Thunder with a great young foundation, but they were faced with some tough financial decisions. In the end, Serge Ibaka was extended, James Harden was traded. Now most would argue that Harden is the better player. But, of course, as far as fit is concerned, Ibaka, I think, was the right choice because of his defensive prowess.
Shumpert, who's checked in for Cleveland. Matthew Dellavedova comes in for Kyrie Irving.
He is just eating this team alive with his offense. It's been a matchup nightmare.
Dellavedova dishes to Smith. Here's Mozgov. Tries again. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Nice work to get inside and draw the foul.
Yeah, it's obvious. The defense not going to allow many easy layups. They're going to make you earn it from the line.
Timofey Mozgov, 7'1", a shot blocker and rebounder. Still pretty foul-prone defensively, but he has really become an interior presence.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Jones is checked in. And pushing it up is Cleveland again in transition. And that one's good, Shumpert.
Great job to hit his teammate on that move, Kevin.
And Mozgov, offensively, can get you some nice second-chance buckets.
Yeah, and I like the fact, Kevin, that he's a decent roll man in the pick and roll, and he just knocked down the three-pointer on occasion. So, nice combination for that big guy. These defenders are putting up very little resistance to the three-point shot.
And it's killing them. That's 4 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been three-pointer. That's a battle they haven't been winning today, guys. Their work on the glass has to improve.
And that's not the only thing that's gone against them. And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
I just love the mentality that they've had. If the shot isn't there, they're not forcing anything. They're moving it side to side and working to get a good shot.
Fires from the corner. Again, Oklahoma City.
His work at the offensive end has been phenomenal. Maybe reason number 1, they're ahead.
A steal. And oh, here comes Durant all alone. The big dunk at the end of the break.
I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen throughout. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively turning into quick points.
And that's not going to be able to continue if they hope to get back into this game, Clark. It's a deflating play for your morale.
Westbrook with a wide open look. And there's another one for the Thunder.
Might as well just take it into his own hands and make that big lead even bigger.
And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it to... And so it's Cleveland with it. They trail by 16. And Cleveland looking at who they've got to start the fourth quarter. LeBron and Thompson are up front. Kyrie Irving is out there with Smith. And it's Miller in at the 3, the small forward. Irving again. It's Westbrook. And the basket good. Westbrook's got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for the Thunder.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from inside the paint area.
The defense has to make an adjustment. They've got to string together some stops, or at the very least, try to force this team into some bad shots.
And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty. He is capable, Clark, of some incredible athleticism.
And we just got a chance to see it on full display right there.
Well, you got to love a point guard who can finish like a power forward.
And fouled as he went up to the dunk. Good aggressive move, and he'll shoot 2. Russell Westbrook, maybe the most athletic and explosive point guard ever to play in the NBA. As some people would say, what about you?
Well, you know, it's hard to say ever, but Russell Westbrook clearly plays with the kind of ferocity that I've not seen at the point guard position. The only guy that comes to mind is probably Derrick Rose prior to his injury. I think Westbrook's aggression, powering through contact, probably gives him the... He plays